My name is Maithili. I am a senior manager in information technology. I've worked in various technologies and I've coached many people through interviews into IT jobs. Let's talk about the tell me about yourself question and how you're going to handle that almost inevitable question in any interview. Remember that the person who's interviewing probably has your resume in front of them, front of him or her. There's really not a whole lot of value in saying the things that are already in the resume. You should treat this question as a chance for you to say all the things you want to put in front of the interviewer about why he should hire you. Your strengths, positive feedback that you've received, problems that you've solved, a complex problem maybe that you've solved. I put some examples in here. You can talk about the coolest project that you, like a big project, for example. If you worked on, I don't know, Apple Pay or some cool project that you worked on, you can mention that and the role that you played. You can talk about a strength of yours, or, what's your main focus? Like you're focused on results or you're a problem solver. You can talk about feedback, about what someone said to you, and then you can talk about your objective of what you want to do, what you're looking for. Make the answer what you want it to be. Bring to the table what you want to say rather than trying to say, I've seen some other videos where it kind of teaches you how to summarize and say that what's in the resume. I kind of disagree with them. I think you should treat this as an opportunity to say things that you probably couldn't say in your resume, but are important for your interviewer to know about you. Next up is the behavioral set of questions. Here, the interviewer is trying to assess how you'd fit into the culture, what your behavioral capabilities are, such as how can you make the solution that you want, make a proposal, influence other people towards what you are trying to aim for. Again, influence across your team, influence across your peers, and influence up are things that you want to, think about your experience in the past where you've possibly influenced another manager or another senior person or another team. It's important, obviously your direct reports are directly influenced by you simply because you're their manager. You have to show in your interview influencing someone else who doesn't necessarily report to you, probably at a peer level or at a higher level than you, how you influenced them regarding a project solution or a proposal that you have. The next one they'll certainly ask you about is conflict resolution, either between yourself and your direct report or between you and your peer, between you and your manager. How do you resolve conflict? This is kind of key for any people manager position. This is a key question. Again, for both of these, influence and conflict, prepare with concrete examples of what you did in the past in these scenarios so you can explain, what you did and how you resolved certain things or how you influenced a certain member or a certain set of members, an architect maybe. The other couple of things you want to think about are if your team is stuck with a technical problem or another kind of problem, how you jumped in and helped your team to solve a problem or even a people problem. You can also describe how you brought a team together. The team members have strengths and weaknesses. It's important for a good manager, it's important to help the team come together with their strengths and weaknesses and become a strong team and be able to produce work smoothly across time. So these are some of the things to think about as far as behavioral questions go. You do have to look at your experience and give concrete examples. That's important rather than just answering with, if this happened, I would do this, kind of an answer. If you gave an answer that in the past, this is what happened and this is how I solved it, this is how I influenced something, is a better answer. Coming to people management, Again, this is a key set of questions that the interviewer will be interested in knowing about you, how you motivate your team or people around you, how you reward your team members when a success happens. How do you manage your star resource, the guy or the girl who's able to move things forward quickly, who's your, who are your star resources? How do you manage them? How do you make sure they're happy and are able to continue to work being very productive resources? How do you manage the opposite, the difficult resource, the person who needs help, who's struggling? And then how do you make the team building thing happen? You could show examples of team building events that you had or things that you did at work, maybe a team lunch at work or something that helped them connect with each other. Of course, what are the key reasons for you to hire somebody? Is it culture? What would you look for in a person to hire that person? So these are some questions that will definitely come up in the interview. How did you handle a layoff? How did you fire? What was the process you followed to fire somebody? And that's a pretty important question. It's one thing with contractors. To fire a contractor is fairly simple process, but to fire a full-timer, there's a process you need to go through and evidence that you need to collect across time to produce in front of HR so that there are no repercussions afterward for firing somebody. So these are some questions that you need to prepare for and think through how you did. Lastly, as best as you can, lead him through where you want to take the interview to. So let's say you have a couple of projects that are really cool that you did, and you really want to put that in front of the interviewer. Then mention that as with any question that is asked. Try and say something that will take you to that project, that will give you a reason to explain that project. So as best as you can, lead the interview. So the bottom line is really you need to show yourself as a really good, really strong people manager, but also that you have the technical abilities that are needed. You have the technical big picture to support the team that you're team or teams that you're managing, and you're able to guide them through their issues, technical issues as well. And the one last important thing for you to close the deal and make the interview your own and get the job is to convince the interviewer that you can manage up well, that you can propose, communicate, present to senior management, such as a CTO or VP or whoever is the business leaders of your organization, product management, and so on. If you are able to convince the interviewer you can present, propose, communicate well up, then you have the job. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please comment, like, and subscribe for more. I have a lot more to offer in this area. Good luck with your interview and have a nice day.